Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It is your boy Noah Jones, and welcome to Today in Hip Hop, Season 2, Episode 14. Got a crazy show for you today. Got a lot of good news, got a lot of good input. This show is brought to you by Private Road Clothing. If you like what you see, if you like the merch, please support the clothing line at privateroadclothing.com. Also, if you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and you click like. Trying to bring you the real, ladies and gentlemen. So look, okay, let's get into the first story. The first story, Sammie. There's an R&B singer, Sammie. Hasn't really released anything relatively groundbreaking in a long time. Quite a few years ago, he was hot. He was on the scene. He was often viewed as one of the next big things to come out. What happened was, his mother recently got arrested for shooting somebody in the stomach, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have no idea what kind of stress a person has to be going through, probably at her age. Maybe not. Maybe she's not even that old. Because, you know, in our culture, we have kids mad early, mad young. But considering, you know, your son is a relatively known or past star in the industry, what type of mental state do you have to be in to, one, be brandishing a weapon, and two, to allegedly have shot somebody? So let's get into the story. It says, recently it was revealed that the mother of R&B singer Sammie, Angela Baxter, was arrested for the shooting death of a woman named Nikeba Collier on January 12th. Reports say that Baxter allegedly shot a firearm at random cars passing by and hit the victim's vehicle. As a result, Collier was hit by one of the shots fired. Baxter was booked into the Orange County Jail and charged with second-degree murder. Now, since the arrest, Sammie has publicly addressed the news relating to his mother. In consideration of the recent news, he said that he would like to express his most sincere condolences to the family of Miss Collier. He said this on Instagram. And he also said he understands the severity of the allegations, but he doesn't have any further information, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here's the cold part about it. What it seems to me is there might have been an altercation or something that happened previously, which caused his mother to just randomly back the gun out and just start firing. Now, whenever you're in a situation like that, one, when you're in public, you always have to be aware of the innocent bystanders. Now, I'm sure this situation could have been solved, and the fact of the matter is, since she was shooting at a moving target, the person or people that she allegedly had issues with were no longer in her vicinity. They were no longer in the vicinity. They was already on their way away from her. So this whole situation could have been completely avoided. Now, even though it's a sad situation, we know how the jail system is. They're extremely brutal on the males, and they let the women get off with a slap on the wrist. So I doubt she'll be doing any major time for this. But the fact still remains, why are you carrying a firearm? Why are you shooting it at random people, or just shooting it at, like, in the general area where regular random people are located? You know, what is your mental state? What was going through your mind? You know what I mean? What kind of disconnect do you have from reality to where you get that angered and you get that upset at your age to where you actually feel that it's important, or you feel the need to throw your life away by shooting at somebody who you possibly had an altercation with, or whatever the case may be? Why even engage in that type of behavior? You know what I mean? Now, as a result, who knows where her life is going to be from now. Hopefully she lived a good, full life up until now, because things are definitely going to change. And as far as I know, Sammie never hit to the point to where he was rich and really blew up. So I doubt he has the resources or the finances, you know, to really smooth this over and make his mother's life as enjoyable as it should have been up until this point and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I wish all of them, the best of luck. You know what I mean, going forward, and we got to make better decisions as people. We got to set better examples, and don't allow ourselves to be put in these type of positions and these type of situations. Now, see, me, I'm a gun owner myself, and I take my gun with me everywhere that I go. Because you can never trust people. You never know the mind state of somebody else, but you have to protect yourself. You know what I mean? But I will never get into an altercation with somebody knowing that I have a firearm and then allow myself to get so worked up to where you can lose it all in an instant. It'll take you a lifetime. To build your life up to where you want it to be. In just a split second, you can lose it all instantly at the snap of a finger. So you got to have better control. You got to have better anger management. If so, seek therapy. Take anger management courses. Find what it is that you like in your life where you can detach from reality in order to soothe those things that are stressing you out. Like, nowadays, people get their kicks off of going online and off of social media. Many years ago, what we used to do is we used to call somebody and talk to them. We'd have that person in our corner or in our life that will give you that good, solid advice, that unbiased advice. Sometimes you got to sit down and be face to face with people and actually go through the motions and really work through these type of things, because mental health, it's a serious thing. Now, also, don't confuse just being stressed out with having poor mental health. Sometimes you're just stressed out, but we can't just throw the mental health label on every single thing. Like, they have mental health problems. No, they just ain't taking care of business and they stressed out because they lazy, they not working through their problems or whatever the case may be. There's usually a solution to every problem, especially if you work at it. You know what I mean? Now, second story of the day. Arkansas rapper Kokakazi has reportedly been killed following a standoff with the police during an incident on Wednesday, January 18th. According to reports, police arrived at a home, 4700 block of North Locust Street in North Little Rock around 2 a.m. for a call about a domestic disturbance. Officers arriving at the scene were told that the suspect at the residence was armed, and they quickly located him once they were inside of the house. A press release from the police department claims that the suspect fired shots inside of the home before exiting the residence with a gun. One officer fired a shot at the suspect, who then went back inside the home. Officers then tried to make contact with the suspect via their special operations unit and crisis negotiation team, say they actually gave this guy a chance. Instead of normally just kicking the door down and just shooting somebody to death, they actually gave him a chance. They called the crisis and negotiation team and the SWAT team, to try to work it out with him. But once they entered the home, they found the body of the suspect. Following the incident, reports began surfacing about Kokakazi being the suspect. The rapper posted a video to Facebook Live around 2:38 a.m. the day of the shooting, which many have connected to the incident. Kokakazi's cousin also confirmed his passing on Twitter, writing, "Lost another cousin today." That's 2 in less than 7 days. This is ridiculous. This man lost 2 family members in less than a week. Now, there's some key takeaways about this situation. 1, he's firing a gun in a residence. 2, he's firing a gun in the presence of police officers. 3, this was a domestic disturbance, domestic violence, meaning that he got into it with a significant other. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm older. I know how women are. For you young guys out there that may not have experienced anything like this yet, women will, a lot of times, put you in a position to where they will have leverage and control over you for the rest of your life. Period. Whether it's with kids and child support, or kids and not allowing you to see them, or a situation like this to where she calls the police and you end up throwing your life away. up and coming artist, you throw your life away because you're in a back and forth with a female. Females don't care, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care. A lot of these females, especially the ones nowadays, have low morality. They're very selfish. They do not care about anybody outside of their own situation or their own well-being. A lot of times, they don't even care about their own kids or their families. So first and foremost, never engage when a woman is going off. Remove yourself from the situation. And just as a heads up, they will throw it in your face. Oh, whenever we get into it, you want to just leave. Leave, bro. Protect yourself. Because at the end of the day, the police are going to come in there, believe in the woman, and you're going to lose everything that you worked hard for. Sometimes these women have ulterior motives to where if they can't get a word in edgewise, or if they feel like they're not being understood, they will do things like this to be able to hold that control over you. See, he goes to jail, say he survived. If he went to jail, he would have got out. Chances are he's familiar with that girl. He would have went back to the same woman. She would have had control over his life because now he's a felon. Now his job situation is limited. Now there's things he can't do because he was in the system. Now he got to pay a whole bunch of restitution. There's a lot of things, a lot of control that this woman is going to have over this man's life. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, you have to, as a man, not engage when a woman gets to that point. And it's going to be extremely difficult because they're going to make you want to do things that you are not in your character, that you would never do to anybody, that you wouldn't even do to your own worst enemy. They will put you in that position to where you're that angry to where you get to that point. So, as soon as the situation comes, de-escalate the situation and walk away. There's millions and millions and millions of other females out there, some of which will be good to you and treat you right. But if you going back and forth with a girl and you stressed and you ain't getting nothing done, you can't complete things in your life, you need to detach from that situation and walk away. Because if not, you're going to end up like this gentleman right here. Now, I guarantee you, she's going to live her life. She may even get clout off of the situation and post online that she was the person that was in the house. She's going to play the victim. And that's what happens. A lot of times, they act like they the victim and they be the ones that's starting it. They be the ones that cause it. Because what happens with a lot of these females is they in their own little world in their mind. They in their own little world. They create their own little stories, their own little narrative. They spin everything that you say. So what you got to understand, you got to be very mindful about how their mind works and how these people do things. So whenever you're in that type of situation, you got to disengage. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Like I said, I'm an OG. I'm an old man. I done been in relationships. I done been there. I done done that. You know what I mean? It's better to just hear somebody say all you want to do is walk away than to sit there and engage in something to where you spent 20 years building up your career or 20 years building up your company, your business or whatever, and somebody else who doesn't value any of the things that you worked hard for because they never worked hard for it themselves, they will get you to throw all that away. Now, as a segue, let's stay on these women for a second, since we on women right now. Yeah, I remember that group 3LW, Three Little Women, mildly successful for a brief period of time, kind of, not real big. They came out around the time of some other girl groups. It was like a girl group phase. TLC, 3LW, a whole bunch, SWV. There was a whole, like, the rage was having a girl group back then. You know what I mean? 3LW singer Kylie Williams, she sat down with Carlos King recently. She did an interview. And she spoke about having an entanglement with B2K members. Y'all remember B2K? They was hot like 20 years ago. B2K members Raz B, Lil Fizz, and J Book. Now, shout out to Omarion because he was smart enough to not even engage in the situation. You know what I mean? Basically, she fucked everybody but the lead singer. So she basically fucked the backup dancers. Now, she shared the information that when they asked her, they was like, yo, did you date Raz B or whatever the case may be from B2K? And she was like, Date, I wouldn't give it that definition. She said, I'd more or less say it's an entanglement. You know what I mean? An entanglement. You know, everybody want to use the entanglement since August Alsina. And she said, she went on to state, I'm grown, I can admit it. Everyone has their hoe days. Let them have them. She said, we can look back on them days when we're older. And she also admitted that at least one time, she let them niggas run a train on her. All three of them hit at the same exact time. You know what I mean? Now, here's the crazy part about it. This was so long ago, right? At a time that, you know, like I said, they never were really crazily popular to the point to where, you know, they weren't really superstars. They were known, but they weren't really superstars. But here's the cold part about it. She did this shit back then, right? Who knows who else she did this type of shit with? And then, now that she's older, she's going to try to find a good guy to settle down with. Unbeknownst to them, she was a major hoe back in the day. You know what I mean? Now, there's a difference. It takes a certain kind of woman to let three guys that know each other all smash at the exact same time. You know what I mean? It takes a certain kind of woman with a certain low level of morality to allow three men that know each other take advantage of her physical prowess like that. Just took advantage of her body and we never heard anything about it. So it never turned into anything serious. It never turned into any real relationships. She just got tossed up. And here's the thing. She was screwing all three of them niggas individually. You know what I mean? So they all was getting a turn. She was a straight up jump off. She was a pass around. They was all getting a turn. Now, she's older and she's making it seem like, oh, you know, it's normal. We all had our hoe phase. No, we didn't all have our hoe phase. You was just a hoe. Low morality, super hoe, super thottin', and you're not worth somebody marrying you. Who would want to marry a woman that let three guys pass her around like that? You know, and women, for some reason, they think that because they did it back in the day that it's okay. They want to act like they victims and they was naive, like zero accountability. It's like, yo, you was a straight up hoe. Nobody wants to wife a hoe. Now, you cool to play around with, have fun with, whatever the case may be. Long-term, serious relationships, it's not happening. You know, and these type of women are so risky. It's like, yo, the more you do stuff like that, the higher your chances of AIDS, other STDs, herpes, all kinds of incurable diseases. Why would you want to put yourself in that position? You know what I mean? I can understand enjoying somebody, having fun. Some people, they just take it too far. You know what I mean? And that type of shit right there, she should have just, like you could tell she wanted the clout, because those type of things, you would want to go to, like, you want to take those to the grave. You don't want nobody to know how super sexual and promiscuous you were, because men, real men, good men, especially high-earning men, don't want a woman that everybody's been with. We want something exclusive. We want something that we can't swap stories with nobody else out there about. We want exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? Women like Lori Harvey, they look nice from a distance. But look at their track record. They dated men like Future, who got like 11 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? So if you allowing yourself to be in those type of situations, she dated P. Diddy. We all have heard the weird, crazy rumors and shit that happened with P. Diddy and the NDA exclosures and all that other shit. So if you are laying around these niggas and you up under these, what kind of morality do you have? You know what I mean? Then she was dating Michael B. Jordan, right? She was dating him later on in her whole days or whole phase or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And then what she also did was, now her new boo thing is the dude from Snowfall. And if I'm not correct, him and Michael B. Jordan was cool. They was in a lot of pictures together, hanging out. I don't know if that was just a photo op or if they really was friends or whatever the case may be. But how would that make, like, look at the morality where these guys know each other, But yet she can't even say, nah, I'm not gonna mess with you because you was friends with my ex. She don't care. She's an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? These are the kind of women you got to watch out for, because at the end of the day, they will do anything to get ahead. They will do anything to succeed. They will sacrifice you. You know how they say them in the industry, the Illuminati shit, the blood sacrifices and all that? They will sacrifice you in order to further their self, further their career, further their objective. You got to watch these women, man. These women will line you up. There's so many stories about men trying to hang out with women, picking them up from the strip clubs and getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Back to the house, getting drugged, robbed. Somebody kicked the door down, pistol whipping motherfuckers with the gat. Like all kinds of crazy shit. Women be lining niggas up nowadays. So you gotta be careful. Some of these people have ulterior motives. When you see these type of women, especially if they get a rush out of the shit, they just keep moving the goalposts. What are they gonna do next that's gonna give them that high? That rush. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Noah Jones. It's another episode of Today in Hip Hop. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hey, man, follow me on all social media at Noah Jones News. On Instagram, it's Noah Jones News. Facebook, Noah Jones News. Twitter, Noah Jones News. And if you also make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support. Love y'all. Peace.